Okay, this can be a little confusing, but once you get the hang of it, you think you'll be all right. The process is the same throughout. You got to write a quadratic equation of that parabola. I have written the base equation for you on the first problem. Your job is to find a value for a, x, and k. Oh, shoot, gosh! Your job, I'm going to rewrite it because I'm an idiot, okay? I have to find the value for a, the h, and the k. The y and the x are still going to be my answer. So I'm going to put y equals, and I'll circle that. That's where my answer goes. But these have to be replaced with values. Now, label that point. That's your h, that's your k. So it's just like you label an x, y. -1, -2, -3, -4. -4 is your h. And then k, -1, -2, -3. So you cross out your h, you put -3. You cross out your k, you put -3. Or your h is -4, my bad. Okay, -4. Now, if you have minus negative, you need to make that +4. Now, here's the key, finding a. Now, in the v's, you measured a just by like you do a slope, but that ain't going to work here. To find your a, go down here. Now, write what you have so far. Y equals a, parentheses x plus 4, because it was minus negative, goes to plus, to the second power plus -3. Now, you're going to solve for a, but x and y need to be replaced. They're not going to be replaced up here, but they will down here. So that's what this point is for. Go off the side and find out what that point. -1, -2, that's your x. Up 1, that's your y. Okay, so y is replaced with 1, and the x is replaced with -2. Now, what do you do now? Now you just have a, but it's a little bit complicated. Drop the equals, put 1. Then write your a, put a times dot there, but you write your a, and we're going to reorder the times so that the number's going to go in front. Now this plus -3 hangs out behind. Now, how are we going to find the multiplier? Well, come over here and write your parentheses -2 plus 4 to the second. Now you take it, it's 2, 2 to the second, 2 times 2 is 4. So a times 4 I rewrite as 4 times a. Then I add 3. 4 equals 4 times a, divide by 4, and 1 equals a. So guess what? You got it. Finding the a is a pain in the butt. So you got 1. Really, you could just not put a number, but put 1, okay? X plus 4, quantity squared, plus -3 or -3, I don't care, okay? But that's a quadratic function. Okay, I got 3 more. Okay, this is what you're going to start with. Y equals a, quantity x minus h to the second plus k. And what's our job? To find a, h, and k. Well, h, k is easy, okay? As long as you know how to label a coordinate properly. 1, 2, 3, so positive 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, positive 5. So h is 3, not -3, so it will stay -3. K is 5. Well, now we got to find a. So write down what you have. Well, if I'm going to solve for a, x and y got to go. Okay, so off the side I pick an xy point. This one or this one, it doesn't matter. Okay, I usually go with the one on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the x, 2 is the y. So we'd be placing y with 2 and x with 7. So I line up my equals, I drop down my 2. I write my a, put a times, but we're going to reorder the times. You can reorder it times. 3 times, like for example, 3 times 5, 5 times 3, same thing. Okay. Now that plus 5 hangs out. Okay. Now I circle the parentheses and take that off to the side and figure it out. So that's 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Okay. So a times 16 is the same as 16 times a. So minus 5, you get -3. You divide by 16. That's a decimal. Leave it as a fraction. So negative 3/16 equals A. Now I'm going to show you how to check your answer for those of you who second guess a lot. And I don't mind that. Pick an x coordinate. Let's pick 7. Okay. So I'm going to punch in negative 3, ABC 16, parentheses. We're going to have 7 go in for x, and then subtract 3. That's a forward-looking 3. Okay. Raise it to the second, and then plus 5. If it comes out as 2, it's right. Yep, it's right. That's how you can check your answer. Okay, y equals a, quantity x minus h to the second plus k. Well, these 3 gotta go. My answer's right here, but we gotta find what goes in for those 3. H and k is easy, okay? 1, 2, 3 for h, positive 3. But then k is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. You gotta get it as negative 3. Okay, so you have 3 and negative 3. Now finding a is more difficult than with the v's, because a v you can just measure the slope. These are not lines. So write down what you have. Y equals a, quantity x minus 3. It's not going to a plus 3, because that was not minus negative. It was just 3. Plus negative 3. Now we need to get rid of x and y. Now I pick another point. You can't use the same point. It also cannot be the same hk point. You got to pick another one. So positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down 1. So y will be replaced with negative 1, and x will be replaced with 6. So I line up my equals. I drop my negative 1. Okay. Then I write my a, but I want the times from the front. Okay. The plus negative 3 hangs out. The plus number hangs out. Now to find out what a is multiplied by, we figure out what the quantity squared equals. 6 minus 3 to the second. That's 3 to the second, which means 3 times 3, which means 9. Okay? So we solve for a. We add 3, add 3. You don't add the negative 1 and the negative 3. I had a couple people on tests. You don't add numbers across the equations. Okay? You have to opposite it. 2, 9 times a. Divide by 9. Clear decimal. I don't want, it's an irrational decimal 2. Or not an irrational decimal. That's a rational number, but it's a repeating decimal. So a is 2/9. So you got 2/9, quantity x minus 3 to the second, plus negative 3. There you have it. Okay, last problem, and I'm going to bed. Y equals a, x minus h to the second, plus k. These 3 have to be replaced, because the final equation needs the y and x in it, okay? H and k is easy. That's the vertex. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then negative 1 for k. Okay? So 4, I will not be going plus 4 because it's just minus 4. K is negative 1. Okay? Alright, now we got to find the a. That gets its own work down here. So you got y, then a, x minus 4 to the second plus negative 1. We got to get rid of the x and y. Pick another point, that one. Positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is your x, but negative 1, 2, 3, 4 is your y. Okay? So see you, Mr. Y, you're now a negative 4. X, you're now a 7, but they're going to be back to the way they were up there. Okay? Put your a, put the times in front, okay? The plus negative 1's behind it. Now we have to find out what that parentheses is, because that'll be the front. Because it's a times the parentheses, so we're just going to evaluate the parentheses and put it in front. So it's 7 minus 4 to the second. That's 3. 3 to the second's 9, okay? And, yeah, so plus 1, You want to put negative 3/9, whatever. Technically, it would reduce to 1/3 because those can both be divisible by 3. But if you put negative 3/9, I don't really care. I'm not going to spaz out about it. Okay. So it's actually negative 1/3 x minus 4 quantity squared plus negative 1. If I want to check it, I'm going to put 7 in for x. So negative 1/3 parentheses. Now I'm going to put 7 minus 4. Square it. Square is this key next to 7 or caret 2, it doesn't matter. Plus negative 1. When I click equals, this better be negative 4, and if it's not, I'm going to cuss on camera. Good. I want to go to bed. So, alright.